Here's just a couple of rather shocking statistics. In 2021, there were more disability access lawsuits filed in California than the rest of the 48 states combined. The most recent published data from 2023 showed an increase of over 1,600 complaints than the year before, for approximately 4,600 total cases alleging more than 10,500 defects. The predatory law firms have accelerated their abuse all over the state, especially to small businesses in disadvantaged communities. Communities represented by my legislative colleagues, both Democrats as well as Republicans. And for this reason, I received significant support last session for my prior legislation that easily passed off the Senate floor. Unfortunately, the Assembly Judiciary Committee refused to give the bill a hearing, declining the right of Assembly members to vote on this bill. This year, not only has SB 84 received overwhelming support, but the bill also has members from both parties joining me, signing on as authors of this really important legislation. And again, it received majority support in the Senate. In the Assembly, SB 84 has again been assigned to be heard in the Assembly Judiciary Committee. And we are calling on the chair to schedule the bill for a hearing. Our continued attempts to call for a hearing have gone unanswered, and the deadline for hearings for this bill is next Friday. The plea of this press conference is to honor the democratic process and give Assembly members a chance to vote on the bill and be a voice for their constituents. I have a number of people here to support this effort joining me. And first, we will have my seatmate, Senator Ochoa.
Good morning, and thank you, Senator Niello. I want to thank Senator Niello for bringing this measure forward. As a proud co-author of SB 84, I'm here in strong support of this measure. Inland Empire business owners, many of them first-generation entrepreneurs, are being targeted with predatory lawsuits for minor or non-existent ADA construction issues. SB 84 gives them a real chance to fix problems before facing crushing penalties. The American with Disabilities Act was meant to ensure access, not enrich a handful of law firms. Senate District 19 is home to many small business owners whose first language is not English, and predatory lawyers exploit this fact, pushing settlements over merit. That's not justice. That's intimidation. When a local restaurant, barbershop, or auto shop shuts down under a lawsuit pressure, our community loses more than a service. We lose jobs and economic stability. Thank you, Senator Niello, for this measure, and I look forward to supporting it in the future and urge the public to engage on this measure.
Thank you very much, Senator Ochoa. And our next speaker will be Senator Wahab, a joint author of the bill.
Thank you. First and foremost, I just want to thank the author for bringing this forward. In fact, we spoke in fall about bringing a measure that was a bipartisan effort to just allow small businesses to have the right to cure. I think that we all unanimously support the rights of our disabled community members and making sure that they have access and much more, but we also want to find a balance and ensure that we are protecting small business owners. My family's a bunch of small business owners, and oftentimes they are targeted more so by lawyers looking to make a quick buck than an actual true complaint from an individual that is having a disability. The reality is being able to give them a little bit of time to correct the issue is fair. It's just, and that is why this bill came off the Senate floor in a bipartisan fashion with the majority of the votes. And we are asking that good common sense policy make its way through the California State Legislature, because that's what we are here to do, is find common sense approaches to the problems in our communities. So I have been supportive of this bill. I'm a proud joint author, and I do hope to see this move all the way to the governor's desk. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Wahab, and another co-author in the Senate, Senator Blakespear.
Thank you, and good morning. My name is Sen Blakespear, and I'm the state senator representing the 38th district, which covers San Diego and Orange counties. It's a pleasure to be here this morning to talk about the importance of SB 84 and why it's reform that the legislature should pass. Whenever we see a measure with broad bipartisan support, especially in these hyper-partisan times, and that is what SB 84 has, it's a good sign. It means it's good policy. SB 84 is a pragmatic solution to a big problem for small businesses. We want businesses to follow the law, and we want them to meet ADA requirements. That is the point. I've heard from dozens of small businesses over my years in government who've told me that they want to cure an ADA violation, but they end up with a lawsuit that costs them tens of thousands of dollars to settle. That's a legal bill that can put small businesses out of business. We don't want that, not when the business owners want to do the right thing. This bill gives small businesses 120 days to cure. This is essentially like a right to repair that we require for all sorts of other products, for businesses to be able to fix a problem before they end up in a lawsuit. This is a practical approach. It does not eliminate or reduce the need to meet the ADA requirements, nor does it eliminate or reduce the ability to pursue a lawsuit if the businesses fail to cure. As a lawyer, I'm especially sensitive to that. SB 84 passed the Senate overwhelmingly with 34-2, and I urge the Assembly Judiciary Committee to hear this legislation and to consider it on its merits. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Blakespear. And next we have Ashley Downton. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Ashley Downton, here on behalf of the Rancho Cordova Area Chamber of Commerce and the United Chamber Advocacy Network. This coalition of 10 regional chambers of commerce is proud to represent around 5,900 businesses and approximately 137,000 employees, many of whom are small, independent businesses. Small businesses are more than just economic engines. They are deeply invested in our neighborhoods. They sponsor youth sports, donate to local causes, and create jobs for our families. When they thrive, our entire community prospers. Our business owners are committed to accessibility and ensuring all Californians, including those with disabilities, can access and enjoy the businesses that are at the heart of our communities. California has some of the strictest accessibility requirements in the nation, going beyond the federal requirements. Unfortunately, current law allows immediate lawsuits without giving businesses a chance to fix unintentional violations. Communication and collaboration are the best ways to achieve accessibility. Our business owners overwhelmingly want the opportunity to fix barriers and welcome everyone, but they need a fair process to do so. SB 84 gives small businesses that opportunity. This fix-it-first approach puts solutions ahead of litigation and ensures that resources go towards real improvements, not just legal fees. Too often, a handful of attorneys have profited from technical violations without offering owners a chance to address them. When legal costs force a small business to close, it's a loss for everyone. The owner, employees, customers, neighbors, and people with disabilities alike. As a chamber, we witness the resilience and determination of small businesses every day. They fight to stay open, to serve, and to do the right thing. SB 84 brings hope to those who have been victims of litigation abuse. It's a step towards a fairer, more accessible, and more vibrant business community for all. Let's work together to support small businesses and ensure true accessibility for every Californian. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ashley. And next, another Senate colleague, Senator Rubio.
Good morning, everyone. Happy to be here always to support my colleague and friend, Senator Niello. Today I'm happy to be here to support this bill and to be a co-author. But I want to just share with you that I approach this in two different ways. I've always been very protective of folks with disability, and I also advocate for disability rights and small businesses that serve our communities. Again, most of you may not know, but I am a teacher, and I work really, really hard to ensure that we work with kids with disabilities. That was my job, to ensure that I was part of a success team that led children with special needs and their families. We help them navigate through, the perils of education and how difficult things are. But I have seen firsthand how real access changes lives. But I also know bad actors can undermine the progress we have made for folks with disabilities. And that is why I'm proud to co-author Senate Bill 84 with Senator Niello. This bill is about restoring fairness and integrity to this system that is being misused often. And I do have personal friends who have small businesses, and the story is of struggle, climbing up through the ranks, and finally getting that little business that they wanted and deserved, only to be brought down by a lawsuit. This is one story. I have story after story of friends who are struggling to stay afloat because of the misuse of these laws. So SB 84 is about making sure that the law is designed to ensure that access is upheld and the rights of people with disabilities aren't just turned into a legal weapon for those trying to just game the system. Right now, we have a system where attorneys walk away with settlements, small businesses are left struggling, and people with disabilities see no improvement in access. And this is what this is about, making sure that they have access. So the way it's been misused that's not justice. Instead, we see family-owned restaurants, local shops, and neighborhoods, employers hit with lawsuits after lawsuits. And that's just not right. Many over minor technical issues that could have been resolved with just a little time and a little support. These are the same small businesses still recovering from COVID and wildfires, navigating inflation, doing everything that they can to stay open, and they desperately need our help. So I'm really happy to join Mr. Niello in this effort because it's about time. SB 84 is a fair and reasonable path. It gives businesses a chance to correct violations and improve accessibility before being hit with steep penalties. And it protects the rights of people with disabilities by making accessibility the focus. We can and should be doing both, taking care of those with disabilities, but also making sure that the system works for everyone, especially those small businesses that are struggling already, who have worked so hard to get to where they're at, their small little business, so their families could succeed, only to be taken down by one lawsuit, and that needs to stop. I'm proud to support real access, real accountability, and real solutions. So thank you again, Senator Niello, for bringing this bill forward, and I'm proud to stand with you and everyone behind us. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Rubio. And next, my fellow Sacramento County Senator, Senator Ashby.
Well, thank you all for being here today. I would have shown up to a press conference to support Roger for whatever he asked me to support him for. But SB 84 is actually really an important bill. And I co-authored this with him this year. We talked about it a lot. We talked about it last year. We talked about it going into this legislative year. We met with lots of folks. We made decisions about how we would progress with this bill. And here's the thing, right here in Sacramento, there are businesses that you all love, like the Squeeze In, that have dealt with this issue. And we've lost restaurants, we've lost boutiques, we've lost shops because a small business wasn't able to sustain a lawsuit. However, they might have been able to make the correction, which is all this bill asks for. Give me a chance to fix it. Is there anything more American than that? Let me just fix it. Can I have a shot at fixing it before you sue me and I have to go out of business and can't feed my family? I think SB 84 is eloquently done, it's surgical, it's precise, it doesn't talk about big businesses. We're not here to protect the big guys. This is about small businesses and micro businesses, which are all included in the bill. This is about giving people a chance to fix the problem. It's also about real access, because if we don't fix the problem, not only does nobody go to the squeeze-in, but certainly a person with a disability can't go either. So what we really want to do is make sure that businesses are available, open, accessible for everybody, no matter their ability levels, and at the same time, not use the law as a platform for filling the pockets, lining the pockets of lawyers and individuals who would take advantage of small business owners. So I thank my colleague and friend, longtime friend, and as we say, we have joint custody of Sacramento with visitation rights. This is not just for Sacramento, though. This is great for Sacramento, but this is great for California. We're lucky to have this author.
Thank you, Senator Ashby. And now, last but certainly not least, with the Asian American Hotel Owners Association, Ankit Panchal.
Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Ankit Panchal. I'm a hotelier with properties in Sacramento as well as Bay Area. I'm here because I've also been part of a lawsuit abuse. For example, I was once sued for not having a pool lift at one of my hotels. Ironically, the hotel doesn't even have a pool. Guess what? This is a result of an attorney using copy and paste template to target small businesses like mine. In the end, I was forced to settle the lawsuit for thousands of dollars, funds that could have been used to do property improvement and job creations. Unfortunately, this is not an isolated event. Many of the small business owners in California now budget somewhere from $50,000 to $100,000 annually to defend against abusive lawsuits. Businesses like mine want to be compliant and provide access to all. These lawsuits or threats of lawsuits do nothing to solve potential issues. They are only used to pad the bank accounts of the abusive lawyers. If SB 84 passes, it will give small businesses the opportunity to fix and address the issue before facing legal actions. This change would save thousands of dollars currently lost to predatory lawyers and money that could be used for job creations. Additionally, I'm here on behalf of Asian American Hotel Owners Association. Our member owns about 4,000 hotels in the state of California, 61% to be precise, and it contributes over $62 billion to state GDP, nearly $2 billion in lodging taxes, and it creates over 500,000 jobs. Many of these members have become victims of abusive lawsuits. I get calls week over week to find a solution for it. We have tried doing this federally, but been unsuccessful. I urge the Assembly to hear this out and ask the legislators as well as folks who are involved in it to support SB 84. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd also like to recognize a few others that are here in support of our effort this morning. I have a list here somewhere. Here it is. My colleague, Senator Kelly Ciarto, Jordan Blair, Chief Executive Officer of the Sacramento Region Builders Exchange, Sadie L. Ibrahim, commercial realtor, and Tony Singh, broker, mortgage broker and contractor. Thank you all very much. The importance of this legislation to protect small businesses consistent with the rights of disability access, I think, is obvious. And we are asking of the Assembly Judiciary Committee just a very simple request. Allow the Assembly to vote on this bill for the benefit of their constituents. I'll open it up now to questions.
Hi, Kate Wolf from Sacramento Bee. Just wondering if you've heard from the Assembly Judiciary Committee about what their reluctance is to schedule this / anything that was learned from last year's effort to do so.
They have offered us a number of amendments that basically eviscerate the intent of the bill, and so I was not willing to take those amendments, and in the absence of taking those amendments, they really have been unresponsive relative to setting the bill for a hearing.
Can I ask what they've suggested?
They have suggested essentially a current law
And then, sorry, just a quick note, what kind of technical violations are we talking about? I know the gentleman mentioned a pool lift, but what are some other examples of some of these violations?
Well, I think you could probably mention a few of the specifics.
So, the main copy-paste templates right now is if your sign is faded, which we are a sunny state, signs get faded. And if your sign is faded, you get sued for $25,000 to $30,000 and you end up settling for $15,000. That sign is probably $50 plus labor, $150 fix. So that's one of the examples. Your parking lot lines are faded, your grading is not done. If your lever for bathroom handle is falling off, you can sue for anything that could be fixed in like $50. So those are some of the examples.
Other questions? Again, thank you all for being here. Appreciate it very much. Thank all of our supporters for being here and those who spoke to the bill. Appreciate it very much.